So Missing Children in South Africa says the country is losing the fight against child kidnappings. The civil society organization believes the issue is now a pandemic as the country has been experiencing an increase in these kinds of crimes. Missing Children SA's national coordinator is Bianca van Aswegen, and she joins us now via our video link to tell us a bit more about the problem and perhaps what the solutions are. Bianca, it's lovely to see you. Thanks so much indeed for making time for our discussion. You know, the police minister was quizzed around just what police specifically are doing in order to protect not only children but women in the country, and he essentially pinned it down to the entire system. Part of what he said is the following, and I'm going to quote this article from the Sowetan. He said, police spend 6 months chasing a suspect, and with the stroke of a pen, the magistrate gives that suspect bail. They run, and then police are expected to find them again. I mean, to what extent is, the system as we currently have it, making it, in some instances, impossible to protect children from something like kidnapping?
Good morning. Definitely. We've seen so many cases where this has actually happened, whether the perpetrator is out on bail or out on parole, and then unfortunately are most vulnerable, and that is our children that fall victim to them once again. So it is a problem in our country. It is all departments that are involved that needs to change, and everybody needs to stand together and change together and make our voices heard to stop this problem that's happening.
Yeah. I wonder whether we're learning any lessons along the way, Bianca, around ways through which these syndicates that specifically target children are operating.
Well, unfortunately, it's very difficult. These syndicates are very sophisticated, and I don't think these syndicates have actually been studied enough. These crimes have not been studied enough. We haven't been implementing the right channels to combat this problem. And I think also one of the main things is that these syndicates are so, as I said, so sophisticated that they're actually finding more and more loopholes to get away with what they're doing.
Yeah. Insofar as, I guess, the time that typically one would have in order to find a missing child, I remember campaigns in the past around, just simply not knowing where your child is being enough reason for you to report them as missing in some instances. Has that message landed, and do you reckon it's making a difference?
Well, we really hope so, because we keep on preaching it daily that there's absolutely no waiting period in reporting a child or a person as missing. The first 24 hours to 48 hours is absolutely crucial when a child or a person has gone missing, especially our children. So in that time, that 24 hours, we call it our golden hours. A child that has been taken, kidnapped, or for instance taken for human trafficking purposes could be anywhere in the world by then. So it is absolutely crucial to report it immediately so action can be taken. And we're really hoping that people are actually listening to this message, because people tend to still phone us, still tell us the police have told them to wait 24 hours, or they still believe that they have to wait 24 hours. So the myth is still out there, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's going to be real questions, I guess, around how capacitated really we are in this country to be able to even make a difference within the first 24 hours. You've been working in the space for years. What's your take on that?
Well, if a case is reported immediately, from our side as an organization, we get the flyer out there immediately. So it is spread to a vast network of people. We're in contact with the police immediately to ask what is going on. Are they on the ground? We make sure we've got all our other stakeholders that we worked with that is out there. So we're doing everything from our side possible to open a vast network of people and distribute them immediately to what has happened or the situation, whether the child or adult has gone missing or whatever the means may be at that point. So it is very difficult, but as soon as the case is reported, action can be taken.
Yeah, speaking about that action, of course, the advent of social media has allowed a whole lot more people to join the search, as it were, for missing children. And day in and day out, we see some of these flyers on some of our timelines. To what extent does social media help, really? Or do you find that in many instances those retweets don't really result or correlate with the chances of finding a missing child?
No, our flyers definitely do work. We've actually had a few cases just this week where as soon as our flyer went out, and these children have been actually missing for a day or two, the other one was missing for quite some time before being reported to us. As soon as the flyer went out, it wasn't an hour or two later, we got the information, people were sent out and those children were found safe. So our flyers definitely work and assist the police services in finding these children that go missing. So we do ask the public to stand with us as an organization, share those flyers because it is important, because it reaches a vast network of people on social media. But something on that topic, we ask people to please do not put out their own flyers. We know families are in a state when someone goes missing or a child goes missing, but it's very, very dangerous putting out personal contact numbers on social media, as that ends up in extortion cases. So we do urge people to please work through registered organizations such as Missing Children South Africa, so we can get a registered flyer out there with the correct contact details, with people that know what they are doing, with the police number, our emergency number that knows how to handle things. Please do not put out any personal numbers.
Sure, that's a good reminder. Bianca van Aswegen, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. Really do appreciate your time on the AM report this morning.
Sure.
Bianca is Missing Children South Africa's national coordinator as we hone in this morning on the plight of children in this country.